is Magic. A three-point basket. He's got 12 points. Parrish still the scoring leader for the East with 10. He's on the bench right now. Barkley, and a great pass by Isaiah Thomas. Charles in charge still. Now a turnover. Stockton. He's got Chambers and Drexler. And stripped out of his hands by Isaiah Thomas. Loops it in, out of Ewing. And Barkley converts.
Stu Jackson, wherever he is sitting right now, almost lost it when he saw that one go up. Here you have it. Look at the eyes. Beautiful dish off. Enough said.
Yeah. 22nd timeout called by the West. How about that Pacific Division, where the LA Lakers, playing without Kareem, have the best record in the NBA, but right on their tails, the Portland Trail Blazers, Phoenix, and then the have-nots after that. But Golden State got off to a slow start. Clippers have been injury-riddled. How do you look at the Lakers? Many people are saying, hey, it's LA and Detroit. They're headed for the finals again.
Well, the Lakers once again have another team breathing right on them in Portland, but Portland has a major disadvantage. They must make up 6 additional road games in the second half after the All-Star break. Pat Riley, talking to him before in the locker room, said the first 2 weeks after the All-Star break are going to mean a lot for us with the Lakers. We're playing the majority of games versus teams of over 500 records.
Got him next week at the Forum against the Celtics. Chambers. And it was Ewing who made him change his shot. West kept possession nonetheless with 7 on the shot clock. By Drexler. Here's a key. And the rebound by Ewing. The West has just not got good luck shooting. They're shooting 43%. Now we have 45 seconds to go in the first half, and they'll turn it over to the West. Coming up at halftime, an update on that controversy surrounding that shocking loss by Mike Tyson in Tokyo in that heavyweight fight. That's right. You missed it. Magic Johnson with his second three-point basket. And here comes Magic again for 32 seconds. Try to get it to Drexler behind the back. Actually, Magic has 3 three-point baskets. Lead is 13 now by the East. They have the ball. 18 on the shot clock. Seven on the shot clock now for the East, and Bird loses it. Wild pass. West is turning the ball over a bundle 15 times this first half, and the period ends, the half ends, an entertaining first half. The East leads, but we have seen a tremendous all-star display. That is the end of the first half with the score. The East 65 and the West 52. Pat O'Brien will be back with the Prudential at the half after this.
CBS Sports coverage of the 40th NBA All-Star Game is sponsored by Plymouth and your local Plymouth dealers, who invite you to test drive a Plymouth today. AT&T, the right choice. And by Norelco Lift and Cut Shavers. We made close comfortable.
It's been a thoroughly enjoyable all-star game, and at the half, the East leads the West 65-52. Who would have ever figured that Larry Bird would have no points, Magic Johnson no assists at the half, yet both of these guys are helping their teams. Magic with 15, including 3 three-pointers.
You know, it's nice. Magic is at the top of his game without any assists, but Bird is doing so many other things. The extra passes, the good defense, helping out on the boards, etc. It's nice.
How about the East centers? Patrick Ewing with 6 rebounds and 3 block shots all over the place, and Robert Parrish off the bench with 10 to lead the East.
Well, Olajuwon struggling, only 1 for 8 from the field, but how about the 9 rebounds?
So these guys, if one isn't working, something else in their game will. Jordan takes the first shot of the second half. Rebound Bird. Thomas. Ewing, and the rebound, A.C. Green. Here's Rolando Blackman, who starts the second half, along with Magic Johnson at guard. Up front, it's A.C. Green, James Worthy, and Akeem Olajuwon. The West with the same five which started the game. Jordan and Thomas at guard. Bird, Barkley, and Ewing up front. A.C. Green short with it. Thomas 3-on-1 fast break for the East. It's Barkley. Uncontested. Charles has 11 points, and now he is the leading scorer for the East. Olajuwon setting the screen.
How about this mismatch?
How about another? He's got four.
Magic Johnson for three.
Does Irvin Johnson. Remember in the beginning they said he couldn't hit the outside shot? How about Ewing running the floor to get the basket?
Well, Ewing said, hey, I just gave him a three. I'm going down the other end. And everyone looked up the floor. Nice.
You talked to Patrick briefly during the halftime intermission. He is really enjoying himself. Blocks Olajuwon's shot.
Yeah, I looked at Ewing. I said, you know, you're struggling with your shot. Relax. I said, you two guys are two Brahmas down in that painted area.
Magic.
Magic Johnson.
He's still coaching Ewing a little bit here.
No. He doesn't need my coaching. As a matter of fact, I might have held him back.
69-57, and the lead is 12. Bird.
Yeah.
So that's what Bird's doing instead of scoring. He's making everyone else look good. Jordan is on Magic. That's a good matchup. And Isaiah Thomas. Another West turnover. To Larry Bird. And Bird will have a chance to score on the free throw line.
Look at Magic there, showing a little facial right down on Zeke. He's taking him down inside. I think they've posted one another up a few times out on each other's playgrounds. Here we have Bird. Now watch the last second pass. There it is. Beautiful. Zeke running without the ball.
Orlando Blackman on the foul. Here's Larry Bird. May not realize this, but he has attempted the most three-point shots in the history of the All-Star game coming into this game.
Well, you know, he's struggling on the line. He's only shooting 95% this season on the foul line.
And of course, he's got that big string. 68 in a row.
Challenging Calvin Murphy.
Akeem saves it into the hands of Jordan, and Magic with a very smart foul because he saw the East on a fast break. He committed the foul on Jordan.
See, a part of Magic's game, you know, is this three-point shooting.
Fine quarterback of the Houston Oilers, Warren Moon. Disappointing finish for them in the AFC this year.
You know, for a lot of people who haven't been seeing the Lakers much, you know, he is second in three-point attempts in this game.
Well, maybe number 33 is going to get cooking now. He has scored 4 points quickly in this third quarter. 17-point lead. David Robinson back in there, misses the baseline. Barkley runs in, and they'll call the foul against the defender, Worthy.
Foul's called on James Worthy, his first, the team's third.
Here we have Larry just cruising out there, doing his thing. Little head fake, which he does at his best. And then little shot, little horse time maybe. But Charles, on the open floor, Charles just loves to have body contact with people and then decide which way he's going with the shot.
Last time he was in Miami, Hubie, he was bumped from his hotel by the President of the United States. He says, why are they bumping me? He's been in the league only 1 year. I've been in 6. Bump him. It was down to 12 in the East. He's gone on a pretty good run now to open it up to a 19-point lead. Magic Johnson, who has 4 three-point baskets, misses that one. Thomas, big pass to Ewing. David Robinson.
Patrick got caught with his hands down that time, never thinking that Zeke would give it to him. Oh, yes. Yes.
David Robinson.
That's the picture play of the game.
See, he's done that a number of times today. He gives you those 3 moves while he's in the air and then comes back to his initial look.
And his first assist of his All-Star game. How about this one? Thomas through the legs of a defender to Michael Jordan.
How about the bounce pass through 3 guys?
Worthy Here's Olajuwon. Jordan blocks him from behind. Hakeem can't believe it. He stripped him from behind. Michael. 4 minutes gone by in the third quarter. 4 great plays in this one as the East maintains possession with 10 seconds to go here.
Check this ball. Check the bounce now by Isaiah. There it goes. Right through legs. A fantastic backdoor move by Michael Jordan. Now, how about this block coming from the opposite side by Jordan?
Well, I'm glad Leslie's in shape. She's running the floor. She's got to be out of breath. What do you have, Les?
Dick and Hubie, I'm with one of the gentlemen who set the performance for standards on the court and off. Julius, what are you impressed most with today?
Well, I think Magic Johnson's having a tremendous game. Unfortunately, all the balances on the Eastern side, and unless something dramatic happens, I think we're looking for another Eastern runaway. And I am a little prejudiced towards the East.
You've been traveling internationally. What are the prospects for NBA play overseas?
Well, I think as we move into the 90s, that the prospects are very, very good. As you see, the international players who have made it into the NBA, maybe 4 or 5 right now. There are plenty of American players abroad, and sooner or later the door is going to open so that there will be an NBA franchise abroad. I don't know exactly where or exactly when, and if I knew, I probably wouldn't say.
Keep us posted. Thank you, Julius. Okay. Back to you, Dick.
All right, thank you, Leslie. Always great to see Mr. Ambassador out there. No basket because of offensive interference on the east side. Now the West trying to cut the deficit, and Hakeem is fouled by Patrick Ewing and will go to the line.
Excellent move that time by Olajuwon. See, both of these guys are struggling. Ewing and Olajuwon on their shot attempts, but they're doing an excellent all-around game.
Only 5 players in the league have averaged 20 points and 10 rebounds. You're looking at one of them on the free throw line right here. Only 1 for 10 from the field, has struggled. Yet, as Hubie mentioned, 9 rebounds at halftime.
Got to give all that credit, though, for the 1 for 9 to Patrick Ewing. He has challenged every single shot opportunity.
Barkley given the shot by Olajuwon. Rebound is by Magic. An 18-point lead for the Eastern All-Stars. Their biggest lead. All right, sort of a rebound off of Ewing. Thomas. Commissioner David Stern cheering Michael Jordan's acrobatics. And the shot by Magic Johnson from Olajuwon. Magic has 22 points. He is the game-high scorer. Larry Bird buries it. Right now, the East with their 20-point lead, matching their biggest lead of the game. Scoring and pace picking up. Rolando Blackman gets 2. Blackman with 9 off the bench.
You know, we're looking at it. You take this Western team right now with David Robinson and Olajuwon out on the floor. And it's interesting that the East has been able to pick it apart and not get hurt at the offensive end of the game.
Ewing blocks his 4th shot of the game, 5th shot of the game by David Robinson. And Robinson follows up on the turnover. Good point. You know, everyone thinks you just throw the ball out, and Pat Riley and Bill Burke of the West Lakers said, you know, that's not the case. We want to have some organization because we don't want these guys to embarrass themselves. Want to have an idea of what's going on. Bird. There's Robinson.
Well, when you go for the coaching in this kind of a game, you want everybody to have fun, you want them to entertain, but you also want to win the game.
Worthy short. West just can't make shots. They've had a lot of opportunities behind the back. Thomas tried to deke out David Robinson, act like he wasn't going to shoot, and there he was. 5.5 to go in the third. Blackman, he's been a hot man. Remember, he only joined the squad when Karl Malone couldn't play, and he has 11 points.
Magic is giving us a lot of looks today. He gives you the first fake, the second fake, and then we'll deliver the best.
Here's Ewing from outside. Here's Magic on the run. See, he knows what this All-Star game means more than any other, I think. Hakeem. Barkley blocks Hakeem, only 6'4.5", he did it.
Yes, yes.
And the extra pass by Bird to Ewing. This crowd's loving it.
Chuck Daly is loving it. What a great pass by Larry Bird.
Some of the greatest expressions are on the bench. Some of the players not in the game. They're loving it. Worthy misses a left-handed shot. The lead is 18, and Thomas gives it a three-point basket, and the biggest lead of the game opened up by the Eastern All-Stars, 89-68, and timeout called by the West.
And here we come. Watch now. Watch Bird give it right back. He saw Patrick coming down the lane. Now Larry Bird had a layup unselfishly. Now watch the block. This is a monster block on a monster player. Charles Barkley.
Second to the Big O in career assist leadership. Magic Johnson has 22 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 5 titles in the 80s. 5 times a world champion in that decade. That's half the decade.
You remember what he said? He said, I like passing and I like making great passes, except I also like winning. I think
Doesn't he? Chambers misses. Joe Dumars back in the game with Reggie Miller. New faces on both squads. Parrish and McHale, 2 of the Celtics, and Joe Dumars has hit a 3-point basket. Barkley on the bench with 12. He's the leading scorer for the East. John Stockton in the backcourt with Drexler, David Robinson, Blackman,
David Robinson from Chambers.
and Chambers, so 2 members of the Phoenix Suns.
You know, this guy with the ball is 2 for 2 and 3, so Dumars.
Parrish, 10 points in the first half. Double team. Pass goes behind, and a backcourt violation will turn it over to the West. So Stockton and Blackman are in the backcourt. Drexler playing a forward position. Now that Blackman leaves, Lever will come back in. So they're using Clyde Drexler up front with Robinson and Chambers, the West team. Dumars has Reggie Miller in the backcourt, and Wilkins, Parrish, and McHale up front, although Wilkins also plays there. Drexler trying to drive the baseline. They'll call Dominique with the foul.
Foul's called on Dominique Wilkins. His first.
3:27 remaining. We're in the third quarter. 91-70. The biggest lead of the game. 23 points just a moment ago. And Parrish will get hit by a
Foul's called
foul.
on Robert Parrish.
You know, earlier they ruled the 3-point basket was changed to a 2-point basket by Isaiah Thomas. Chambers scoops it in.
Don Chambers.
I know you've already talked about what Chambers means, and I know that when you talk about players, you say a lot more about Chambers. I think he impresses you a lot more than he
Well, I think he is the real catalyst behind what they've done in the Phoenix Suns in the last 2 years. They know that he can make it 35 or 40 in any big game and do it in a limited number of shots.
McHale finally converts. Lead is 21. Chambers firing for 3. And Reggie Miller said, I just want to score 1 basket so someday I can tell my kids I did that in an All-Star game.
Yeah, but he's going to be in a few more All-Star games after this one.
Sure of that. 2.5 to play in the third quarter. Well, in the Atlantic Division, the New York Knicks have a 2-game lead. The surprise team, without question, the Philadelphia 76ers. Boston, with Bird back this year, a game behind Philly, and then the have-nots follow. What about the Knicks? How good can they be? How far can they go? And Philadelphia, too.
Well, I think that the Knicks, they have the best shot at winning this division. I know Philadelphia is on their heels. Boston is going out on a brutal 8-game West Coast trip with everyone having winning records. But the Knicks' big thing is going to be what's going to happen with P.J. Vandeweghe in this next week of practice, and see if he can make a contribution in the second half of the year.
Lafayette Lever with Miller in space and out. Just hasn't dropped for the West whenever they've had the opportunity. Wilkins can't save it. And the other thing, of course, recently there was a story. Rod Strickland said he wanted to be traded. He and Mark Jackson, the dual point guards. But, you know, the Knicks aren't going to make a deal just because a guy wants to be traded, because They've got something going there.
No, but you know, he came back in next few ball games, made an excellent contribution, played 28, 29 minutes, and that's what it's all about. They have the luxury of two excellent point guards in Mark Jackson and Rod Fickle. Why should they give one up?
Under 2 minutes remaining in the third quarter.
Yes.
And you said yes because you saw Drexler under the hoop, and Stockton knows how to get him the ball.
Well, he has such outstanding court vision. You know, you just don't win that Good Hands Award for assists and steals minus turnovers unless you have a complete game and a great game of vision.
McHale hits from outside. He has 11 points. Barkley with 12 is the leading scorer, and a whole host of players right around that total. Tom Chambers comes in now, and he's got 12 points. Magic with 22 is the leading scorer for the Western Stars. He's on the bench right now.
That was a beautiful pass by Clyde Drexler.
Robinson on Dumar's errant pass. Stockton, his teammate. It's always good to have your teammates. And speaking of teammates, you're looking at 3 Lakers on the bench enjoying it.
Well, you know, when you have the great point guards that are unselfish, you love to watch them in the open floor because they make the easy pass.
Wilkins draws the foul.
You'll see now that they're going to come out of this with a fast break opportunity. Now watch Stockton's head. See, he picked up Chambers right away, and he just looked off the defense by continuing to put his head to the left side of the floor because he knew he had Chambers running hard to his right.
Dominique Wilkins. What about the Atlanta Hawks? They have to be considered one of the disappointments thus far.
Well, they have to, but then again, you must remember they've lost Doc Rivers, their outstanding point guard, the other starting guard, John Battle. They've lost contact with the knee surgery, a 7-foot starter at big forward for them for a while. You know, these things take their toll because the old story is people underestimate the value of playing with good guards when you have outstanding talent up front.
Chambers will go to the line, and the third foul against McHale. Ewing and McHale each have 3. There's a colorful array of warm-up jackets as we look along the East bench. You know, one of the great things, of course, are the colors. And you know, in the game they wear set all-star uniforms, but when they come out for the warm-ups, they wear their own teams, and it's great to see the Kelly green and the red and the blue and the white of the Pistons. Chambers looking for his 16th point of the game, and he's got it. 98-80, an 18-point lead with just about a half a minute remaining in this third quarter. Dick Stockton and Hubie Brown, along with Pat O'Brien and Leslie Visser. Hope you're enjoying this All-Star. Parrish couldn't handle the behind the back from Dumars.
And Chief wanted that one. He just apologized to Joe running down the floor. He said, oh, he just grimaced.
Drexler in 3-point territory. Hits it.
Drexler for 3.
In the fourth quarter, you're going to see the guys on the court who have played the best. You know, for Pat Riley, he wants to make a run. He still feels he's got a shot at doing it. And in a game like this, you can. 5 seconds to go. Wilkins. In the air, hits the bucket. Dominique Wilkins. He's got 11 points. 6 players in double figures for the East. That's the end of the third quarter with the score. The East 100 and the West 83. And we'll return to the 40th annual All-Star Game after this message and a word from your local station. For the fourth quarter, Michael Jordan will start this on the bench. Jordan has scored 11 points. Lafayette Lever and Kevin Johnson with the ball in the backcourt for the West. Up front, Tom Chambers, David Robinson, and Chris Mullin.
David Robinson.
15 points for the rookie from San Antonio. He's having a fine rookie all-star affair. Talk about a guy who's going to be a perennial. Reggie Miller comes right back.
Reggie Miller.
Dumars and Miller at guard. McHale, Parrish, and Wilkins. Good defense. defense by the East. Lever gets through inside. Little overplay, though.
Now, that's Fat Lever at his best. He's outstanding once he gets down into that lane area. Challenges all the big people.
Dominique. Rebound, Lever. There's a 6'3" guy who gets a whole host of rebounds. Chambers finds room, goes to the basket, gets the foul. They know he's coming. He scores and also gets hit.
Yeah, but you know, an awful lot of people can't tell whether Tom Chambers is left-handed or right-handed on the break because he dribbles with either hand, he shoots with either hand, and he's a contortionist at 6'10". He gets in there, degree of difficulty very high on the majority of his shots.
That's the 4th personal foul on Kevin McHale. And the three-point play cuts the lead to 12. That's the closest the West has come here in the 3rd quarter. They had it down to 10 earlier in the game. Biggest lead was 23 for the East. They have an 11-game edge in the series. McHale, the ball was dropped with a rebound by David Robinson. Chance to cut it down to 10. Lever does, and a 10-point game. 102 to 92.
You can see it now. The West bench, everybody's a little excited. But all-star games, peaks and valleys, highs and lows. This unit doing an excellent job in bringing them back.
Don't forget, you got 3 Lakers waiting there on the bench when Riley needs them. Harris. Didn't have total control, but gets that ball up anyway. Chris Mullin. Harris clears it. 2 minutes gone by in the 4th quarter. The lead is 12 for the East. Next year's game will be played in Charlotte. Charlotte, like Miami, 2 of the 4 expansion entries. Dominique Wilkins goes baseline. Every time the West makes a game of it, the East comes back strong with a couple of baskets and traveling. Called against Tom Chambers, no hoop.
Tough call. Tommy really down on that one. Got blasted right in the eye. And along with it, the shot went down.
19 points for Chambers. That did not count.
Now watch this. Watch how you see, he put it on his hip, good to travel, got hit, and then laid it up with a reverse spin.
Wasn't very pleased with that. Paul Silas, another hit man behind him, one of the great offensive rebounders of all time. Buster Douglas with the win over Tyson last night, huh? Still stunned over that, Hubie.
Well, Buster dominated, and anyone who saw the fight, the young man just fought a perfect fight for an underdog.
Scottie Pippen in the game. Chicago Bull gets open. Chambers and a loose ball foul called against Robert Parrish. There's Paul Silas. Hey, he doesn't have to take a back seat to anyone, even Tommy Hearns, so he gets center stage here. Silas.
Doing an excellent job as an assistant with the New York Knicks now, and doing a good job with the front court people.
The alley-oop, and tell you, Pippen seemed to move David Robinson way out of that area. We're in the 4th quarter. The East has led virtually all the way. The West had a early lead. Biggest lead was 5 at 7-2, and then the West just took over. The East has, and the West has made a couple of runs. Dumars missed.